Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. So Sunni Minx went live. I'm going to play the live for you guys, but I wanted to just come on here to tell you guys to please like, please share, please hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it for more videos like this, and also for commentary on reality TV shows and celebrity news. All right, I'm going to leave you guys to enjoy it and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. See you guys later.
Baby, the devil got mad and cut that live off quick. The devil is a liar. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Didn't realize we had some technical difficulties. I don't know what it is. I know what it is. Hell, I just clicked you back on. I don't know. The devil got mad, honey. It just hung up. It did. It said live video ended. It sure did. Okay. I just clicked you back in. Okay. All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I guess when we start talking about something that actually vulnerability and being vulnerable with each other, not just us being vulnerable telling our business, but us being vulnerable together and just trying to navigate life and navigate life experiences together. There's a part of me, a big part of me that wants to heal, not only myself, but help others heal too. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if y'all see it, but it's a lot going on. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's like it's challenging to get to.
All of a sudden,
It's weird. That's okay. I ain't tripping.
No, I was just telling the people that we left off on the being vulnerable part and just how creating a safe space where we can be vulnerable, where people can be vulnerable, and just talk about real experiences, real life experiences. And not necessarily just be like, it's a podcast, so we just gonna get on here and talk about who bringing what to the table and,
Yeah.
who is this and who is the king and who's the queen. Nah, it's just really like getting back to the basics.
Somebody said we need healing. I agree.
We do. Our people need healing so bad. Like,
Yeah, we do.
and that's like, I know that's a call to your heart. That's a call to my heart. Just trying to find a place. How do we heal? Where do we start? What does that look like? Really breaking down healing, because we all say, are you healed? We say this word, but what does that really look like?
Exactly. And then on top of that, you need each other to heal. You can't heal alone. You go to the doctor because you at home and you've done all that you can. So you need somebody to help you heal. And if that is another vessel, whether the vessel is strong or weak, it is what it is. Any little bit of help helps. And to be humble enough to say, all right, I need help, is the way that we heal. You can't heal yourself if you're wounded and you got two hands, but one of your hands needs to be wrapped. You need somebody. So that's what we're willing to say at this point is, I need you to be who you really are, so I can bounce off of it. I can see the real reflection of myself. Transparent. You need a clear, clean mirror. That's what Sunni is for me a lot of times, where I get to look at her and talk to her and reflect off of her and bounce off her and say, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I need to say, because I'm keeping it to myself, but I can't answer my own questions all the time. It's too much confusion going on in my own life, and I'm not afraid to say that with her. And that's what we have to not be afraid to say, even on bigger platforms.
And it's the same for you with me as well. And it's like, being able to talk candidly without feeling judged or feeling overly criticized, you know what I mean? Or like somebody like like your stuff don't stink too, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's more about reflecting to another person, and also trying to see like, okay, because at the end of the day, you might have the same issues I have. And
Yeah.
if I'm afraid to say what my concerns are, and you're afraid to say what matures, or how do we actually heal, and we
Yeah.
kind of walk each other through certain situations and results, and that's needed. Like the
Mhm.
church, that's what church is really.
Yeah.
And it's not that we trying to take y'all to church, but I'm just saying, like, that was like the original concept of a church, to get together, to congregate, to talk out issues, to talk out our concerns as a people, and
Yeah. Where
not
two
be
or more
judged.
are gathered. It literally says where two or more are gathered.
Yeah, she said people need Jesus in their life. Talk to God and reflect on self-preservation.
That
Talking
part.
to God, yes, but you know what? I feel like some people don't even know how to talk to God properly.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go to God? Do you just, some people go to God with demands, or some people, I think, go with God with all their problems, or they
Mm-hmm.
go to God with all their wants and desires. But just even building a healthy conversation with God, where it's not every time I go to Him, I'm begging. Every time I go to Him, I'm complaining. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
just got to have candid conversations with God, but God
Mm-hmm.
also gives us free will. So
Yeah.
we're sitting here, we have the choice to do everything we want to do, or do nothing at all. So
Yeah.
even just working through that,
Mm-hmm.
because isolation, is the key, is the devil's playground. So
Yeah, nothing grows in the dark except for mold.
nothing grows in the dark, and that's why it's healthy for us to congregate, get together, and talk about it. Because if you're trying to figure everything out on your own,
Mm-hmm. Then you could have way more room for error. Somebody, I know in school we used to have to give our neighbor our paper, and it just wasn't right for you to score your own paper, because it's possible something you got wrong because of your pride or because of your flesh. You go mark it right or try to change the answer, and you can't really trust yourself to judge you properly. You know,
oh, that was
it's
good. That was
you
good.
can't. I mean, we know that. It was times where I'm like, oh, I know I got 10 wrong. Let me get my own paper. Please let me get my own paper. And I had to say, oh, I got my own paper. She would say, tell me if you get your own paper and switch. Sometimes it's so tempting to not be honest
With yourself.
with
Ooh.
yourself, with the author, with the teacher, and say, ooh, I got my own paper because I don't want an F. I don't want to fail. I want that A plus. But have you really got an A plus? How can you be corrected if you
Mm-hmm.
correcting your own paper and you tempted to be like, I ain't wrong. I did get
Yeah,
that right.
because you don't want to look stupid, and you don't want to look
You don't want to look
like,
wrong.
yeah, you don't want to look wrong. So you'd rather cheat and change your answer and judge your own paper. Oh, that was a good analogy, friend. That was really good. I
Thank you.
love
I'm telling
that.
you.
That was dope.
It's the truth. I would be grateful both ways when I would give it up and be like, you know what, go ahead. I'm gonna give you my paper, because I learned more. I learned it stuck a little bit more when somebody corrected me the proper way. It stuck when it said you should have put this. It was really CG. You know what I mean? So I'll take that failure if I've learned from a failure, and that's what we trying to build here. Is can we be vulnerable enough to be like, here, friend, this is what I'm dealing with. Here to your spouse, here to your mother.
Mm-hmm.
God is all knowing. So what are we hiding anyway? Why do we hide our wrongness from Him when He already knows?
Well, I think a lot of times we feel like because God is not here in the physical in terms of a man standing in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
and because He is everything, He's all things we know. But because He's not standing right here in front of us, we feel like we can hide. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe He's not looking right now. Maybe He over there dealing with somebody in Pakistan situation, and their situation way deep. So we feel like since it's not right here in the flesh, it's not
Mm-hmm.
a right now, or it's not an urgency to, like, if your mama's standing there with that belt,
Yeah.
you finna get it. You finna get your act together. Like, oh shoot, I'm finna get whooping. But because
Yeah.
He's not physically whooping us necessarily in our face, we feel like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, I can get
Yeah.
away with that because He's not right here, but He is. So I
He's
think,
there, and He's all knowing. He's
yeah.
omnipresent. He's everywhere. He's everywhere with everybody. It is. it is. You might as well learn it now and don't that is when they say you prolong your blessings, delay your blessings. That is the part. Just trade your paper now. It's like just
Trade your
go
paper
ahead.
in.
Trade your paper
So we
in
going
because the
to
teacher is
school.
knowing. The teacher's saying you turned your homework in yesterday and got all the answers wrong, but you finna get an A+ on your test. And sometimes God is going to test you. The teacher will look over your shoulder, see you got your own paper, and ask again. Do whoever had their own paper switch, and you think you slick, you turn that paper over. You don't say nothing, but you are cheating your own selves, and it is. We want a platform where we don't cheat our own selves. I don't want to cheat myself on my blessing. I know my friend don't want to cheat herself. We don't want to do it because he knows everything. Why not come together in community and say, look, this is what I'm dealing with. Can you correct my paper for me? Can you do? Are you in tune with God to where you know the answers? They give you the answer. He has the answer key, friend. Correct my paper because I'm tempted to say I'm not wrong. I'm tempted to. I'm not ready to correct it properly yet.
What's up, Flea? Our boy Flea
Definitely.
is on here. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think with social media, I feel like we all have this. It's created a place for us to have a facade and get a far away from reality.
That
When
part.
in actuality, we should be getting closer to reality because shit is getting
Yeah.
worse. Excuse my
Yeah.
language. I need to stop cussing. But because things are getting worse, it makes us create this fake life, a facade. It's all good. It's all good. I'm out here. I'm living it up. This
Yeah.
life is great. We balling. We get to the
That
bag.
pride.
Whole time behind closed doors, you hurting. Your heart is broken. You got this going on. You got that going on, and it's like, how
Yeah.
do you even risk? I feel like it's making us more impersonal, even
Yeah.
though it should be used for us to be personal and get on here and get to know other people, but actually, it's doing the opposite. So that's why we want to use our platform to really just have real candid conversation and just be
Mm-hmm.
like, look, cut out the facade. Ain't none of us perfect. Let's really do some real healing. Let's have some real conversations, right? Hold each
Yeah.
other accountable. Let's get outside of the facade and get to the reality of things. No, I'm not perfect. I
Yeah.
need to work on this. This is where I have flaws, or this is where my perception could change a little bit, and I can get back on track. Because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people are off track on what
Yeah.
really matters and what the focus really should be.
Including
Yeah,
me.
we distracted like a mug. We
Yeah.
all distracted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are all distracted to some extent, and it's just like, okay, it's got to be a reason why all these distractions are getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, right?
And I don't want to be distracted. I'm over it. It's too much extra energy to be balancing everything.
Especially if you're in touch with the spiritual realm of things, you know what I mean? Like if you're in touch with the spiritual realm of things, you know it's something else going on. You know
Yeah.
that there's a war going on spiritually, while we all living it up and life is grand. It's something else going on that we can't see, but we can feel,
Yeah.
and we just know intuitively that something else is going on
Yeah.
behind these doors, behind the facade. There's something going on out here.
And we know it. We are, but are we vulnerable enough to show it? Just like we know at the end of the day what filters are. I was anxious to put a filter on because I don't know if I want to show it. Like
Imperfection.
yeah, we know how quick we judge one another. We know how quick we're gonna pick each
Mhm.
other apart. I know how quick a distraction may be for me looking perfect, or you're gonna even hear what I say. So I'm so quick to change and fix what people can see that I'm not really fixing with the unseen. Like we said, what's in the darkness is where the mold grows. Nothing grows in the dark but bad things. And it's time to be okay with whatever light there is and make it brighter.
So we hope that y'all, tune in. We're gonna have different guests from all over. You know,
Yeah.
that's why we want to do it on Instagram because, um, or I just feel like if we do it here, it's easier for people to just click on, join
Mm-hmm.
us, conversate, than like doing it in person. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So we're gonna
Yeah,
keep
and
it
you never know
broad.
where it's gonna grow and where we go to. We might hit the streets. We might have to, you know what I'm saying? We might have to go interview a couple strangers and just say, what is it that it takes for what is it that it took for your relationship to get to where you are today? Are you satisfied with where it is today? Are you satisfied with the relationship that you have with yourself? Are you satisfied with the relationship you have with your parents, your spouse? Do you desire a spouse? At the end of the day, we're not trying to be alone in this life, and we shouldn't be alone, and we really can't function alone, and we all know that. So let's stop arguing about who's worth your time when you don't even know how long you got. Your time ain't yours in the first place, you know.
And
You
what
just
makes
have to
you
have
so
the right.
worthy of being this person that should be put on a pedestal? Like,
Facts.
what makes you so, like, what you got that somebody should be bowing down to and offering
Yeah.
everything to? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we so quick to call ourselves kings and queens, but we don't even got the right woman on.
Yeah, you ain't got no crown. Ain't nobody crowned you.
We ain't
Ain't
got no
nobody
crown
voted
on.
you.
But
You
I'm a
got two,
king and
three
I'm a
votes.
queen. What? First of all, let's humble ourselves and get to fixing what we can fix for ourselves,
Yeah.
admitting, what we need to work on,
Mm-hmm.
and not because this word narcissist has been floating around for a couple years
Oh
now,
yeah.
and
Lurking
it's
in the
like,
head.
and it's a real thing, but I feel like we use it so candidly, like, oh, the narcissist. Okay, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
People are narcissistic as heck these days,
Yeah.
but breaking that down and really understanding like what value is. Are
Yes.
you a person of value to
Yeah.
be demanding a certain value? What are
Yeah.
your values based on? Is it based on carnal things? Is it based on money? Is it status? Is
Mm-hmm.
it looks? Is it
Yeah.
your
And are you
sex
a
game?
narcissist? And are you a narcissist yourself? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, "Am I a narcissist?" Do you have you questioned yourself because it's the information is so out there? You got a narcissistic trait. I know I got a narcissistic trait. Everybody has one nowadays. You couldn't help but to have it because it's too prevalent.
Yeah,
The things that you desire, have you put them over somebody else that may have been in more of need? Yeah, that might be narcissistic. You lover of yourself, and we are in this self care. Ain't nobody finna bring down my energy. Ain't nobody. All of this, you might not even know it. We might not even be aware that we are all falling into the same pattern. It is where we come together and say, just like the disciples did, I am my life that I had before meeting Christ was self-fulfilling. The life that I had, I was Saul, but now he's called me Paul, and I am called to tell everybody about the good news that you don't have to work for yourself. You don't have to suffer for the bad choices that you have made and that you're going to make. Like, or who else is willing to come and talk to us and say, look, I am this way too. I'm this messed up too. We're not trying to come to the table and say how great we are, how amazing we are, what I bring to the table. Because what I bring to the table might not be as good as I think it is. And that's what we got to really be honest and say.
are you
Like,
really all that in a bag of chips?
are
Because
you really all in a bag of chips? Are you a bag of chips? Are you the bag that's empty or whatever? Is that good enough? It's good enough for
but
somebody.
you know what? I think that a lot of people are fearful of vulnerability because of um how the people can react to you. You know, we in a cancel season where you can cancel this person and people can get on this social media and say anything out their mouth. I know for me, like being on a reality show, having thousands of strangers comment on me at
Mm-hmm.
first, that can be intimidating. That can be like, what the world? What the
Yeah.
hell?
What the hell,
Um,
Leon?
but I think so that puts fear in people. I think for some people to be vulnerable on a platform where people can judge them and comment, and it be not a personal attack. It can just be I click this and say anything to you. I
Yeah.
think that sometimes creates a fear, but once you get past I don't know this stranger, and this is just some words. You really got to embody that, like sticks and stones, you know, can break my bones, but words can never hurt me because that also keeps us from being real
Mm-hmm.
because we want to have this image. We
Yeah.
want to be this perfect person because we don't want nobody else to talk about us. When the same people that's texting crazy stuff about you, you go in their house, they probably got roaches. You know, they probably got bad credit. You know, got all these other things going on. So it's like, let me not get too much in my body about what they're saying. So I think if we can get past the judgment
Mm-hmm.
and focus on the actual root of what's going on, then
Yeah.
we'll be good here. You guys are safe here.
Ain't no losing.
It's no losing because it's always just learning. Like
Yep.
any L that people try to put on me or any L that people, oh, you took an L. No,
So,
I took a lesson. I've learned from that. If it didn't kill me, I
mm-hmm.
literally learned from that situation and I take that with me so that the next situation I'm in, I can prevent that.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. We want
That
to
part.
get healed, but actually feel out what is healing, what does it look like, where do you start? Acknowledgement first
Mm-hmm.
of what is the problem, what is the root, figure out what's the cause, then how do we move forward?
Yeah. I love it. I'm
Yeah,
ready. I'm
y'all.
excited.
So that's what we on.
Yeah, because who lights a lamp and puts it under the table? That's a word. I just forgot which one it is, but we're not doing it no more. Anybody who out there shy or who's trying to prepare to be whatever it is that you're supposed to get, and it's my season. Today is the day. It's not even tomorrow. You are good enough right now. You're a blessing right now. You strong enough right now. You smart enough right now, and don't look for any carnal or physical rewards in being as good as you are right now. You're not finna be getting the best job ever. Today you have everything that God said you're supposed to have, and to be grateful for where we are right now is the key to continually being okay. Sometimes we gotta let go of the idea of getting more and be grateful for what we have now. Because who says you have less than somebody else besides you? And power of life in death is in the tongue. You can't say, I need more, I got to get more, and I deserve more, and I deserve. You have so many things to be grateful for. I know I do. Now, I'm what they say, sometimes you got to minister to yourself. I'm ministering to myself right now because I am constantly saying I'm a perfectionist and I don't want to present myself to the world or to God, or I don't want to drop the ball. I want to really get an A on this assignment. And if God says even in my failure that's an A, then I have to listen. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So that's where I'm willing to go here. And Sunny, I appreciate you for like really pushing me all the time to just go. It ain't no shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. Doubt the season is out the building.
Because we've been filming episodes and previews for
On
2
the life,
years.
photo shoots.
We done had photo shoots, y'all. We done filmed ourselves several times.
Mm-hmm.
And child, I'm like, look,
And life steady been lifing.
life be life, man.
So many lessons and blessings have still come, and we have not shared them with you. And I feel bad about that because it was put on our heart a long
It
time ago to just
was.
say let's do more, and we've done a lot and haven't shared the word that we received, So we here to encourage you to share whatever you got, what you received. It's not nothing that's too bad to share.
Exactly. So when are we gonna be going live? So let the people know before we get off of here.
What y'all think? When should we go live again? And how do you think we should do it and present it? Like, what do y'all think?
Yeah, what do y'all think? And then you know what? We can put our recordings. If they missed the live, we can put them on YouTube. So if you missed the live, you can recap it
Yes.
um
Put them on your
on
page.
on YouTube. So we want to go live at least what we're thinking maybe once a week.
I don't know. We're going to walk by faith, not by sight. I know we're going to do it tomorrow.
Okay,
Maybe
we're doing it
we're going to do it
tomorrow.
Sunday. Then
This
we're
was
going to
just
do
a
it.
preview. She said these late nights are good.
I know, because we don't need to be outside, y'all.
Now,
We can be, but we here now, and it's all for a reason,
late
and it's not.
nights are good. For the people who are up this late on.
And we don't have a set time. We just hope we see you when we're here. I would love for y'all to come and join and talk and share what it is that you're going through. Anybody on the live right now, like have a relationship that they questioning?
Anybody want to join us before we close out? Yeah, ain't nothing outside, sweetie, but STDs, bad credit scores,
And bills.
and bills. And so we stay in the house to stay safe, stay covered. Y'all seen the movie Sinners? How them folks was all out trying to be all up in the club. Was the worst night they ever had.
Hear me. They weren't even covered.
Okay, she said, Lord, thank you, Lord, for having your notifications ready, child. Yes, because we just
What's her
really,
name? Laura or Lauren?
Laura, I am
Laura.
Miss Laura.
I think Laura got something to share.
I think a flea may have something to share because he on
Yeah.
here. The cover charge outside is started at $100. You hear me?
Ain't nobody finna do it. When we can come on here for free.
Come on for free, and then y'all buying them big bottles in the club, and it costs $40 in the
And your
store.
outfit and your hair. I mean, it's gonna look cute wherever we are, but let's
And
say
people don't even dance no more. Like back in the day, and I don't want to give away our ages or anything, but back in the day, people danced in the club.
Mm-hmm.
Like the club used to be fun. Like
Yeah.
it was like, or at least it seemed fun. I don't know, but
Yeah.
now
I
it's
think we
really
could have
not.
been just young and naive.
Could have been just young and naive. But I actually feel like it was a little funner back then. The
It was
music was different.
funner.
The music was different too. It was more crunk. We came up in the to the window,
Mm-hmm.
to the wall. That's the wrong
Mm-hmm.
song. Say
Say
it,
the next
but
part. Say the next part.
I ain't gonna say the next part. But stuff was a lot more crunk, and I feel like fun. Their version of fun, they got ski mask on with purses and everything. It's just weird. She said, "Woo, child, the fact that we can stay back in the city is crazy." I know. The fact that we say back in the day. I know.
We got you, Laura. We got you.
That's what's up. But even if you're really good, this ain't just for a place for people who are not good to talk. Like,
Yeah.
if you have it together, we want to know how you keep it together,
Yes.
because
Time to
you
share.
sharing
You
that
share.
also could help inspire somebody else and how they
Mm-hmm.
can keep their stuff together. It ain't all about just brokenness. It's
Yeah.
also about people who are healed, so that you can teach somebody else maybe how to heal or keep it together. Free
Yeah.
said it was fun back in the day. Exactly.
Yeah. It was fun. But y'all gotta understand, like, but to these kids that were our age, this fun to them now. So
Yeah. They look forward to seeing the boys in the ski mask and the Nike Tech outfits.
yeah.
I mean, it's their.
Yeah, that's they fun. They don't mind it. I mean, to us, we older, we that mean run. What you doing with a hoodie, ski mask on? That was literally the Jack Boy outfit back in the day. Like somebody's not come cause you harm with a ski mask on.
So Laura says the key to her success is effective communication and honesty always. That's
Absolutely.
and that's that's great, and it sounds really good. But what if you don't know how to effectively communicate? Some people
Mm-hmm.
don't know that they're not effectively communicating. They
Yeah.
think that they've learned such a toxic way to communicate. They don't even
Mm-hmm.
realize that that's not normal. See, it sounds so easy for it to roll off your tongue, Laura, because you are a woman that seems to be educated, healed, emotionally intelligent. But think about all the people who don't communicate well, who
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to communicate their feelings, who just know
Yeah.
how to react and or listen to react. It's so much of that going on because of the way they was raised or the toxic environments that they created themselves. To even
Mm-hmm.
realize, like, I'm not effectively communicating. Some people think they really communicating and they yelling and screaming and cussing.
Yes, to the best of their
Effectively,
ability.
that's their way of effectively communicating. So even
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that in yourself is the first part and the hard part to me.
Yeah. And to say maybe even you as the best communicator, you can have people will put their titles and degrees. You know, I actually have a degree in communications, and still to somebody you're not a good communicator. Like the humility part is huge. I always have room for for somebody to tell you you might not be all of what you think you are. Maybe the communication doesn't require as much difficulty
Yes,
as you present it. You know, it go
yes.
both ways, and we got to be able to be honest and transparent with one another and say, I don't like your communication. You think you're good, but maybe to me, it's too much. Maybe you constantly telling me something I need to improve on, and that's not coming across in a loving way or a serving
So
way.
here's and I agree with you, Lori. It took growth. It took growth for me. So there was a time when I was, young and dating or whatever, and I didn't even know what effective communication was. If I got mad, I would just act out in that. You know what I mean? However the person reacted to me, I would react back.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were a firecracker, I'm gonna be a firecracker. And now we just blowing up.
Yeah.
Until I realized literally blowing up, yelling or screaming, it made me feel sick. Like I would feel like I would get anxious, my blood would be boiling, my blood
Yeah.
pressure would be up, and I would literally feel sick. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I didn't know, but I was like, I don't like the way this makes me feel. And that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
how the realization of it started for me, because I'm like, oh, here it goes. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, I don't like that. What is it that I don't like? Okay, I don't like when I'm yelling. Okay, I don't like when I'm acting out of emotions. I don't like when I let someone get my temper boiling.
Mm-hmm.
And so those was how I was able to realize that it was a problem. And then one time I got into an argument or something with someone who didn't know how to effectively communicate. They was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "You're
I just
right."
did what you did.
They was like, "Oh, wait a minute." I was like, "Oh, you're right. Like that's not." They made me realize like that ain't how you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I think Flea wants to join us, so let's see what if he joins us. A man's
Okay.
perspective
I'm
is always
putting my
welcome.
charger. Hey,
What's
Flea.
up, Flea?
What up, though?
What time
What y'all
is
on
it
here
there?
time on? What y'all time on?
We just on here having our friendly chat that if we was on the phone right now, we'd be talking to each other about this. But we're talking about effective communication. So,
Uh-huh.
and how do you even know that you're like a good communicator or a bad communicator? Everybody think they can communicate.
Right.
Let them tell it until they cussing somebody out, screaming
Wait.
or
So, what do you
smacking somebody.
consider? What do you consider a bad communicator? Like, what are signs? What are signs that you see in a person where it's bad communicating?
One sign is when I see somebody who completely gets out of their tone changes. Um,
Hmm.
when they get aggressive, when they get upset in trying to communicate, when they're easily triggered, terrible communication. So for me, I think yelling and the tone is very critical because if I'm saying, if I'm giving you some real criticism and I'm screaming and I'm yelling and I'm cussing it to you, you're not gonna be too receptive of that. You probably gonna be
Right.
like, "What the hell?" You gonna automatically get offended. You automatically gonna get defensive. But if I say it with a calm tone and with words that mean something and not cuss words, you may be a little bit more receptive to hear me.
Right.
So I think tone and cussing and the words you use are definitely signs of bad communication or good communication.
Yeah. And also ignoring and not responding,
Stonewalling.
not responding.
Hmm.
That's bad communication also.
It is, but some people do that for two reasons. They may do it to prevent themselves from exploding, or it's
Mm-hmm.
just a defense mechanism that they've learned called stonewalling to just cut it off,
Okay.
give you
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
That's bad
Okay.
communication too. That's
And
good.
it don't mean it's right, but sometimes it's just like what I feel like I have to do because you know what they say, don't give your pearl to a swine. In your head, you thinking like that. I've said this a million times. I really don't have nothing else to say but that.
Right.
Again, and it's like I don't want to. I mean, people you love, you don't want to not talk to. It's just that's my effective communication is to not say nothing at all. Silence can be powerful.
It can, and I learned how to stonewall. I ain't gonna lie. Um,
Very, very interesting, ladies.
I
crazy.
hate it. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about about women because I don't think men do it to each other. I hope y'all don't, but with
No,
us,
we don't do it. And then
I know
I'm the
y'all
type
don't.
where
Y'all don't do what?
my
Stonewall each
bad
other,
communicating skills are not
not
even
each other.
responding.
Stone. Okay, so you just don't even
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah, if it's something that I don't agree with or something I disagree with, other than arguing, I just okay.
Okay, so you just ignore her, and that's gonna piss her off.
Yeah,
You can't
it's
just be
gonna.
ignoring somebody when they pouring their heart out, and then you just that's not effective
But
communication, please.
no, but soon as you say something that they don't agree with, like if you ain't agreeing with a woman, I don't know, man. Don't be trying to double team me on her neither. Look, if you ain't agreeing with a woman, man, y'all get all word and shit, man, and get to going off and all this and that, man. Where I'm like, man, I'm not trying to deal with that. Nah,
Uh, I,
I'll leave the house. I'll leave the house first before I
No,
sit
don't
there
do it.
arguing with a
that's what
woman.
most men do. They would rather leave than to engage, but that's not always the solution because that actually can be more damaging in that moment because a lot of the times women when we're going on a tangent with a man we're needing to feel heard. We just want to be heard. And so with you ignoring her and then leaving, that's just the total opposite of what we actually are
Okay,
wanting.
but y'all needing to be heard, but y'all yelling by
That's
being heard and
not
shit.
right. That's not right.
You
She should not be
We're
know?
not
yelling.
supposed to yell, but we do need you to be who you called to be, which is stronger than us.
Ooh, about to shift gears on
And
you now. You ready? We about
and
to
like
shift gears on you.
it's not right. It's not right, and it's but you got to see the message that's being said, and that's a level of desperation when somebody yelling. Usually, it's for help. It's for attention.
It's for attention.
It's to be heard. So I really am yelling because I want you to hear me. That's what they say. Is people who
Right.
when they close to you, they whisper something to you when they really want you to know something. But then if you can't hear me, I'm yelling. Hey, get out the way! Like that's a desperation there, and we
Mm-hmm.
want y'all to see the intention behind it.
Not
Maybe you're not
trying to make
listening
an
to me.
excuse for it though.
But a
But
man, it can't be the same for a man. You yelling at me, then I maybe do need to retreat because you're stronger than me. That you don't even have to yell.
mm-hmm.
Your presence
But
is
neither one should
enough.
yell. It shouldn't be no
You're right.
man or no woman and this and that. Nobody
You're
should be
right.
doing that.
You're right. But it happens because we are different creatures, and we have
And
to
for
acknowledge
every
the
action, it's a
truth.
reaction too.
We
And
got to
that's what
acknowledge the truth.
you have to
We
understand.
are different, and you are stronger than us in some areas, and in some areas we may be stronger than you. And in some of those areas, when it comes to strength, physical strength, yelling is a physical thing. That's something I need you to be stronger than me in. And wait till I'm calm, please. I'm not saying you have to, but please, and say, babe, you good? You done? You good? You
Right.
know.
Women are. I like what. Who is that? Who said that? No way.
One way.
427. Women are very emotional.
Yes, but that's
That's
who
true.
we are though. Like so in our makeup, that's who we are. We're supposed to be the nurturer, the lover, the multiplier, the one
Yeah.
who, you know, is there for you for the emotional part. Just like men are supposed to be strong, the leader. So we have our roles and our positions that we're supposed to have naturally. That's
Don't
how
Right.
leave
we're
me. I
wired.
could leave this house.
Yeah, we're wired that way. Like we're made that way, literally. So knowing that women are emotional and for you to
Wait.
ignore that and walk out on that is that
It's
doesn't
not
help.
protected.
Because most of the time we need to be
Wait. How
emotionally
do you
attached to our men.
yell? How do you yell on accident?
It's not an accident.
It's a
That's what she said.
It's a desperation.
who said
Who say truth be told, I might yell and on accident.
that? Because the emotion side of us, a lot of women we don't have that under control. Like men are more logical than we are,
And
right?
barely,
Yes,
they
and
yell
yeah,
Yeah.
we
first.
are. We're
I ain't
more.
gonna lie,
We're,
Burley, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, Gwen. Because they get to go, "Huh, huh, huh, huh."
Yeah.
That bass just takes over. And we
And
can't
we
do nothing but
cry.
react.
And we be like,
men
We can't do nothing but
cry
react.
too.
I know y'all do, but when?
Word.
You ain't cried in 16 years and somebody saw you. You need to stop.
No, I tell you, I've cried. I cried last month.
About
Why?
what?
I lost something and I want to find it.
That's perfect. That's perfect because you losing us and we want you to find us. That's the
Yes,
perfect reason to cry. So thank you for
that's
sharing that.
what it was. I lost
Get it
something and I
back.
wanted to find it and I couldn't find it.
And so you cried tears.
I think it's gone forever.
No, to he who finds a wife finds a good thing. You can't
Finds a
lose
good
that.
thing.
Don't you? You ain't gonna lose no wife. God ain't gonna let that happen if you are tuned in with Him.
If you tapped in, only if you tapped in. Now, if you ain't tapped in, you might just lose the best thing that ever happened to you.
And it's temporary if you change your mind and your heart to say, God, I need you to show me how to do this because it ain't working. I ain't doing it right. You gotta holler at the
Right.
boy. You gotta
Right.
do it.
You got to go to God. And see, that's what we get so far away from. Men, y'all got to know y'all role and
I'm
y'all position
I'm with
with
God. You know
Christ.
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love God.
But do you know your
that part. I
position?
love that.
Do you know your position, your role?
Yes.
Tell me your role as a man through
Wait,
God's eyes.
do I have to share it with everybody
No,
on
you
here?
you
Listen.
you don't.
You
Just one.
don't, but
Just
I
one.
would just tell me men in general then. If it's not you, just tell me what you think a man's role, not you.
To
Let's not make it
a
personal.
man's role is to provide and comfort. Now that's a few. You know, that's a couple rather. You know, provide and comfort. You know, so I would rather a woman sit there and cry so I can comfort her instead of all that yelling junk. You know, and then I like to provide for a woman also. You know, I don't think a
Okay,
woman
so
should provide
providing.
for a man.
No, I agree. So provide and comfort. Okay. Now, that sounds about right in terms of on the surface level of things. But I'm saying, do you know a man's what about a man's role in what God says a man should be doing?
God say a man's supposed to be doing a lot of things.
Like what?
You know,
I don't know.
and then half of the time he don't even got to tell you because it comes natural.
That part.
It's
So with me, a
should.
lot of things that I do as a man comes natural
Okay.
because I know what it takes in being a man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
because you are a man.
It ain't on what somebody taught you or what somebody told. No, it's all natural. It's all natural. It comes well, at least to me, it comes natural.
Yeah.
You know? And
But let
so
me.
so it comes natural from God because I'm a part of God anyway. So any way that he's feeling, I'm gonna feel, you know, because I'm part of him, you know.
Right.
At least that's how I feel about the situation. I just can't sit
Absolutely.
there and tell you what was my role and what did God put me out here as my no, my role just gonna come with the flow. Whatever I decide to do, because everybody know right from wrong. And when you do right, you know that that's God who's making you do right in whatever you do, you know.
Yeah,
And when you do wrong, you know that that's not God at all.
that
I don't
part.
Right.
even want to say who they say it is. They say it's the devil. Okay, well we know it's not God
Right.
when you're doing wrong, you know. And I
Yeah.
learned that. I learned that in life early on. You know, early on. Never stole nothing. I stole something one time. I was a little kid and the bump pop truck was coming down the street and I went in my granny purse and thought I took $1 out, but it was $5. And I ran and bought a bump pop, didn't get no change or nothing. They ganked me. And I was a little shorty, right? And my granny was looking for money to send my little cousins to Pete's Market. And she come. It was $5 short because you know back in them days, black people keep keep their money tight. They
Yeah.
know how much
Yeah.
they got in their
Oh,
pocket and their
absolutely.
purse,
To
everywhere,
every
right?
penny.
And so I said, "Oh, I took $1 out." See, look, you ain't take no dollar. You took $5 out my purse. Where's my change? And then I said, I ain't got no change. I gave it to the guy on the bump up truck. Man, I got my butt whooped.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a learning thing, never to steal or never
Yeah.
to go in somebody's purse and all that without asking.
Yeah.
So as I grew up, you know, I don't steal. I don't like stealing. I don't like lying. I don't like none of that type of stuff. You know,
Yeah. Because it's not going. It don't end well at the end of
I
the
like Heineken though.
day.
I mean,
This,
it's Friday night, so hey.
yeah. But here's
Mm-hmm.
the thing: that I learned this. Like, what you being a man, like you say, is in you. Got a party, and you know. The most important part is when you got two. We got to recognize the strength that we have in having somebody else by your side. And the highest call to me for a man is a husband, and the highest call for a woman to me is a wife. But it's okay. We haven't. We sometimes we don't even get that far. Before, as soon as you get in a relationship, sometimes it seems like, hey, I'm thinking it's good, and you're gonna be the one, and some stuff starts to happen. But with one of my exes, one time we putting together a table, and that
Mm-hmm.
table came with all these different screws, all these different parts, all these different things. And he had put a table together before, but not this table. So I see him doing it, going to the book, go to after a certain point where the table started looking like it was together, he stopped looking at the book. Because I'm a man, I know how to put the table together. Did not put together all the rest of the table, haven't you seen? So, but you're not, I'm saying, babe, you do that screw. I'm looking at the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
That screw goes second on this table. Or that it's a moment where you gotta always stay in tune with the instructions. Or else by the time we got done, the table wobbling. It ain't right. Because you
Something
out
ain't
of
gonna be right.
order. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be humble and say, well, babe, I'm just stopping you. I'm not saying you're not a man and you don't know how to put a table together.
Right.
All I'm saying is in this moment, this screw go here. But you be so in the ego sometimes that
Yeah,
now I'm
buddy.
yelling. That's not the goddamn screw. And you saying you ain't supposed to yell, but that's how desperate I am for you not to waste your time,
Right.
waste your energy. I want you to go to bed, and I also want to go to bed. We both want peace, and we both want this table right. So that's the part where we saying you can't just say I read the Bible, I know God. It's a daily instruction. It's a step by step. It's not. It's a non-stop thing that we are seeking instruction on how to get this thing right. And that's what
They
we yeah.
giving
Absolutely.
me knowledge. Two
It's
women.
constant.
I
We
mean,
don't get to pause. We don't get to say, "Oh, I got it from here." You don't ever got it from here.
and
Wait, are
sometimes,
y'all married? Are you married, Sonny?
Sunny is married. I'm not married.
Wait, you still married?
dang.
We had surprise.
Wait, I'm just asking a question. You still married? It's yes.
Yeah.
See, that's a woman. That's what women do. Instead of just answering the question, oh yes, please, I'm still married. You dang.
Well, you said it. I don't know. Somebody else said on here, like, are you still
No,
married?
that's
Like, it
why I
would just
said
be
it because
over.
I was reading when somebody wrote something to you. So that's why I said it.
Right. And it probably came off a certain way because I flashed my finger and realized I didn't have my ring on. But here's the thing. I agree with what you said, Gwen, and kind of what you were saying, Flea, how women come off and we screaming and yelling because there's also an importance for you to hear our voice. Like we were created to assist you, right? To walk by your side. So we can see things. We have an intuition sometimes that y'all don't see. Like when Gwen said the screw, you pick up the wrong screw, babe. But your ego sometimes will not allow for you to be like, I got it. I know how to do this. And sometimes you really need to hear our voice. And so sometimes women are trying to be heard in terms of it's not just, oh nigga, you ain't this. I ain't talking about just going off on you. But
Right.
sometimes she realizing that you're not hearing her voice and you don't value the presence of her voice. Because see, the Bible also
Yeah,
talks about how a man should
I will
listen to
take
the
that other.
wise. The wise are full with wisdom.
Yes.
But if
I
you
got
not
them.
listening to my voice, now I gotta scream and yell because you're not hearing me, baby.
Yeah.
That's a bad
It's
decision.
going so fast now.
Yeah, don't. We gonna switch gears on you in a minute now, cause we just need you to understand like the importance of our voice too. It has meaning as well. It's not that we're trying to dominate you,
Yeah.
but it may be something that we see that you
Y'all
don't see.
can't dominate no
We
man.
don't want
What
to.
you
Sure
talking?
can. I sure can. I know I can.
We
I
don't
don't
want
want to,
to.
and I can't.
We don't want to. But y'all take it like that when we yelling. Like it's like a competition now. It's like an ego bumping, but it's not
That's
always.
why you should choose a woman who chose God. Like she knows. She has the book
She knows
in her
her
hand.
position.
It's in her heart. She is not she don't have a book down. Like don't choose a woman who ain't looking at the instruction, either saying, you doing it wrong. Why is you doing it like that?
Right.
You cut her off the top. because she don't have the instruction manual either. So you're right to get frustrated at a woman who doesn't have instruction as well. That's y'all part. She be pretty and looking good sitting up there with no book in her hand, and you
Yeah.
mad at her for yelling at you
And you
because you
distracted
might
because
have it
she a
right.
10 in the face, but she not
She
a
ain't
10 in
got
her
that
heart.
instruction in her heart. You gotta let her go. You gotta. She might like you for the wrong thing. She could be nagging. She could just
I
be
don't
doubting
even like tens.
What you like?
I just like regular. I just like regular women who just cool, who I can
six
vibe
point
with.
eight. You take a 6.8.
No, she can be a 5 or 4. If
Nah.
I can vibe with her, she cool.
Yeah.
I like a woman that's just cool, man. I don't trip off her faces and all that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Not no more, huh?
So as
Yeah,
long
back when
ladies,
I
as long as you a
like back
5,
in the
you
days
all right
that
with
we
him.
was just talking about, that I was just talking about when we was at the clubs back in the days, we tripped off that. We like, man, look
Yes.
at such and such, look at such and such. We tripped off of it then, but now shit, I just want a motherfucker that's cool, that don't do all that motherfucking yelling, that
Yes.
where I can stick around a little longer. And
And I'll stick around a little longer.
because once you start doing that yelling, man, 2 fingers. Peace. I'm
Long
out
as you
of
don't
it.
give her nothing to yell about, you all right.
I
Just
ain't
just
even, and I
put
can't
the,
even lie
put
to
the right
y'all.
foot in her.
I can't even lie to y'all, man. I ain't even got time to be trying to work it out and her out. Y'all don't yell, babe. Damn. You don't gotta yell. Just tell me what's wrong.
I like that.
We do not gotta yell.
That's true.
I I agree. Yelling is like it disturbs me. I don't like to yell.
Laura
I
said
think
it
it's
has to
very
be some
unhealthy.
type of attraction. Yeah, the attraction, Laura, can be mental. You can have a mental attraction to somebody more than a
Physical.
beauty or their
Yeah.
body and all that. They
Yeah.
mental can be attractive. And
Absolutely.
if you got a smart girl, man, who just got her head on her shoulders and just don't do all that yelling. I just keep saying that yelling shit.
Somebody just yelled at you.
Somebody
You
just
just
yelled
Right.
at
yelled.
him like 2 days ago.
No,
Yeah.
Somebody was
somebody didn't
just
yell
yelling
at
at
me, but
somebody
somebody
because
got
you got
mad
on.
at me. Somebody got
What
mad at me
what you do?
and she texted me mad. You know, like one of them mad texts where if
Yeah.
she was standing here, I heard her voice and I ain't even text her back for
Do you
2 days.
understand why? Do you can you like I through can you see through the yelling on why she may have did that?
Well, what she was mad at didn't make no sense at all.
Okay.
And I'm just being honest.
Okay.
What she mad at didn't make no sense.
Mhm.
I'm like, you really mad at this?
Mhm.
It didn't make no
Yeah, she
sense to you, or
was.
just didn't make no sense at all.
To him. Facade.
No, it just didn't make no sense at all.
Yeah.
To him.
You know?
Right.
No, not just to me.
To
Like, just
her
take
it
for instance,
did.
this is what it
Oh,
was. This is
okay.
what it
It
was.
It
This is what it
mattered to
was. I'm gonna
her.
tell y'all what
So
it was.
what was it?
So, um, I told her, I told her that I was gonna cook and all this and that, and I was gonna have some friends over and this and that, right? And then she's like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up. So can I bring one of my girlfriends?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know." So then the day came that I was supposed to cook, and I forgot to call her and tell her the plans had changed.
okay.
I forgot to call her and tell her the plans had changed. But I did tell her I'm cooking somewhere else. Why don't you just come over there? You know, I'm gonna take food over there. It's gonna be nice vibe, nice party, all this and that. And she didn't text me back.
So you
Okay.
So
changed the plans, the
Keep
original
going.
plan.
Wait, let him finish. Go ahead.
so she didn't text me back. So she a Virgo and I'm a Virgo. That right there didn't. My one homegirl said, "Flee, two Virgos ain't gonna click."
Because both of y'all
So
think you're right. Okay.
so so she finally texted me, and then I didn't text her back.
Petty.
Like,
So y'all okay,
you
y'all
hear me,
playing
Dee
games.
Petty.
So y'all playing games.
Petty.
But so she
I ain't
did
playing
have
no games no more. It's over with. We done.
but you she okay, so you did change plans
Yeah, but
without necessarily
it wasn't nothing to
telling.
get upset about.
That's your
It
opinion.
could be. Some people, she may have adjusted certain things you don't know about to make sure she was available for the plans that y'all had set. See, just because you didn't care because it was something that benefited your time, you don't know what she sacrificed to make that available for
Right.
you.
And it ain't that. You just gotta be on. You gotta be confident in yourself and know you chose somebody who you actually like. And like you say, we don't know who it is. Could be the devil or it could be whatever. That separation shouldn't be that easy. You know, you gotta be able to self-reflect and say
Right.
that shouldn't be that
So
easy.
that's on her.
It's not on her. It's on both of you. You know, it's you.
No, it's on
It's your
her.
job to lead y'all having a successful relationship, not a separation. And if you are saying that this thing was that petty for you to no longer want her, then you're right. She's not the one. But you also have to self-reflect and say, was it that big where I want to cut her off? Just yelling is because you chose her, so something about her, a lot of things about her was enough for y'all to make it to the point where you
I
invite, she
chose
can
her
come in her.
for the wrong reasons, though.
Well, that's good. Well, that's good. That's taking accountability to say it ain't about yelling. I shouldn't have chosen you in the
Yeah,
first place.
because I don't think it was the mental thing. So now I'm going back to what y'all said. The bit bad. Body was bad.
Yeah,
It was bad.
Oh, she was
It was
a
yeah,
that physical
10.
look.
She was the 10.
yeah.
Oh, okay. The ones you don't go for.
But that's
Right.
good. That's the way to be accountable to say I should have trusted myself in the first place and not even it wasn't about the yelling
Yeah.
then. So that's good.
Yeah.
We
She
all
wasn't that
working on
interested.
accountability and saying, all right, what did I really choose you for? Why you even here? And then it say, yeah, you liked him because it looked like he had money. You liked him because he was taller than the nigga that was nicer. You know, we gotta be able to say, all right, you know, you can't deal with that. So, all right. But to effectively communicate to her and say, you know what, I'm out of order. It ain't you. You got to give her something. You know, you got to give her something where she can grow too. I don't like it when you yell, but
Accountability. Laura say we got to give accountability.
that part.
Yeah.
You got to be accountable. And that's you leading in that situation saying, you know what, let me just say this.
She said not
I
it
don't want
took
to.
you one incident to make you uninterested.
No, he felt like it wasn't that in the first place. He shouldn't have chosen. And
Exactly.
he's
I
been
shouldn't have
Right.
accountable for
chosen.
that.
So
That
from
one
jump you
incident
knew it
and do
was
it. I
just
just
something to
shouldn't have
do.
chosen.
He should have never chosen. And he's got to take accountability for that. I like you for your ass and you built and you bad. And that's not what I want in my life. I'm not looking for that in my
Do you
life.
ever like so my thing, okay,
I'm changed
is it too
now.
is it too much honesty to tell a woman that?
I
Hey,
just
you
want
know
to
what?
smash.
I think you bad, man. I think we can have some fun on some sexual tip, but I don't think it could be nothing different than that. Would you be that honest
No,
to tell a woman that?
you better not.
I've done that in the past. I haven't done it as of lately, but in the past I've done that a lot.
Mm.
You know,
Nice.
I've done that in the past. But then it's shit that I don't do though.
Yes,
And
he
then that
older
she
now.
might be. It's like I don't know.
That's still
But I
yours.
have done that in the past though. Hey man, let's just kick it. Shit, I ain't fuck with nobody. You ain't fuck with nobody. But I don't want to be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Being older now, it's wiser to just not even waste your time and energy. It ain't worth it.
Wait, you said what?
Being older now is to be understood that it's not worth your time and energy to even just do that. We ain't spring chickens. Just
Right, and
mashing. What's
then
that gonna do for you?
who says boyfriend and girlfriend anymore any motherfucking way?
Right.
You either say we dating or we ain't. You don't say boyfriend and girlfriend because we are way too older than that. I ain't
Yes.
been say nothing like that. I'm gonna say,
What's the
okay, you want to
purpose?
date me or something? You want to go out a couple of times?
What's the
You know?
purpose? It should be an end goal with anything we put our time into.
So one way has a good question. She says, "Do men worry about scrutiny from his friends when choosing a woman that's not so attractive versus one that is?" So do you worry about scrutiny from your guys if you come in the house party with a 5 versus a 10, or is that not a big deal?
No, we don't trip about that. We trip more off of who this bitch was fucking with. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse my. Hey, we live and uncut on this motherfucker.
Yeah, we laughing at
No,
the cut.
we trip off of more of who she fucked with,
Before
and
you.
all that, instead of how she looked. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Is that you trip off of who she messed with before you because of ego or just because you don't want a pass around? Which one?
I think both. That's good what you said. But so I think it's a mixture with both. A man don't want no pass around, but at the same time, um, yeah, I think it's both.
Yeah.
But
Like that.
me myself, I'm in my 50s. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm in my 50s and shit. I only really slept with 10 girls in my whole life.
Wow,
Good.
that's amazing.
And that ain't no cap, Sonny. Real
I
talk.
think that's
That's
dope.
good.
Because I
That
know
is.
men who can't even tell me if I ask that. I've asked men, they can't tell me a number, and I think that's dope. You've only did with 10, so
And
that
then
tells
I'm
me that
kind of picky and stuff, And then
yeah.
if, like I said, if some motherfucker get on my nerves, I ain't even pursuing to hit her no more
Good.
anyway. You know,
Yeah.
I'm cool.
That's
Once she
it.
start doing all that yelling and shit, so you can imagine how many girls yelled and I was cool.
Damn. So you met a lot of women, but nobody can make it to even your
No,
name.
but I do date though. I date women. I date women. Like as far as without even screwing them.
Yeah.
When I screw a woman, it gotta be some motherfucker that I really kind of fuck with and that I dig.
Yeah.
I just ain't finna screw you because you looking like Holly Berry or you got an ass like Carly B. All that. I ain't tripping off all that shit. It gotta be. I got like I said, It's more of a mental thing with me. If I can vibe with you and all this and that, we see where it go from there.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh,
Yeah.
this girl has a really good point. So first, Laura says, I feel like if you put your expectations on the table
Wait, what?
and let
What
the other
happened?
party make their decision off that versus stringing someone along, relationships will be a lot better. I agree. Because some women these days want to just have fun too. And some women are looking for marriage. So she may be looking at you like you a potential husband.
I'm on here talking about
And you just
relationships.
think looking at her like you just a pass around. So that's a good point,
Huh?
Laura. I think so too. This,
I mean,
No, I
I agree
already
too. I
knew
agree
it,
with
but
what
I'm on
Laura's
here with
saying.
two girls and they
But
and
this the
they
thing,
teaching me some more stuff.
expectations change. I so
Wait, you say what?
I'm at a point in my life. I'm not giving you a resume. I'm not finna tell you.
Wait, you
I
gonna
mean,
get a resume from who? A dude?
I don't want it. I'm not giving it, and I don't want your resume. I trust. I'm at an age where I think I'm a little wiser, and I
Man,
can judge
bye.
what I see. I can choose. My discernment
What if
is
a
going to
girl asks
tell
you
me
for a
your
resume?
expectations.
Right.
What he
he
said?
said if a girl asks for a resume, he gonna ask her how much she paying.
I know that's right.
All right.
I was just
That's
saying that.
wrong. That's
That's
really
wrong.
wrong. Cause
That's
shit, what the
true.
fuck you want to know a resume for? How much you paying me?
Exactly. That's why I don't have expectations.
She
I don't
said she
say
don't
them.
need a resume though.
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't
but
need
ain't
a
that what
resume. You
expectations
don't. The
are?
one right
Ain't that
here.
what that is?
That's cool then, baby. I ain't got no resume anyway, so you don't need none.
I mean, I don't need to see it. I don't need you to show me because I know what I put on my resume is exactly what I want the job that's hiring to see. I'm not my resume ain't honest.
You gonna
I ain't
doctor it
putting
up.
I ain't
Sound
putting no
good.
jobs on there that I got terminated from that I didn't
Y'all
curse them at.
silly.
I don't want to see no resume. I don't. You can't show me
Hey,
your resume. I'm gonna trust my discernment to
they
pick up
silly, ain't
on
they?
what I see, and that's it. And your actions gonna speak louder than words. So I don't really express that no more. I used to, and then a man will become exactly
Huh?
what I express. So
Oh
I just stopped.
yeah, you can't sit there and tell them what you exactly how to
I don't
play you.
tell them what I expect because then they become that. So that's just not me.
Yeah.
I don't put it on the table, but I don't
Right.
withhold anything either. If it presents itself, then whatever you see, trust that, bro.
And my mama
You trust that.
always said you never tell them what the last person did
Look at you. My
because
mom always said. My mama say. My mama say.
my mama always said don't never tell another man what the last man did because then
Yeah,
he gonna judge you off that.
absolutely.
That's kind of true
If a
though.
man tell me all she
Very
wanted was
true.
my money, all she wanted was I paid all her bills and all that. Don't tell me that. Why would you tell me that?
Yeah.
Right.
Cause now you need to pay all my bills now.
That's I think you yeah, I think you throwing bait out there anyway. Like I think you being manipulative anyway to see if I'm a bite. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me all your positives. I don't want that. Tell me how you slap the shit out of it when she
Tell
got
me how you
smart.
look when you get mad.
When she got smart with you, tell me that. Tell me like I got a temper. Like tell me your what you did wrong. I don't want to hear about all what you did right because I'm not telling nobody what I did right. I'm not gonna be
Right.
sitting here and I was this and I rubbed this head. I'm not doing it.
Because that makes the person what?
It's just like throwing bait out there, and I've thrown bait and I caught a shark, and now I'm mad. You know, like I don't want that.
Wait, what's
Hmm.
a shark?
A shark is a predator.
Wait, you caught a predator?
I caught a predator. I mean, for me, like if I'm a seal, I'm not a shark. I know who I am. I'm a fish. I can
You're a
feed you.
dolphin.
I can feed you for the day. You're gonna eat well and all of that. And I'm saying that mentally, spiritually, physically, I'm what you need to be okay. But I'm not the whale. I'm not this big boss, whatever. You know, I'm not trying to present myself as something more than what I am because I'm still figuring it out, and it's something that I have to be honest about. Like you just want to fish, and I want to be your fish, but I've thrown some bait out there.
Wait,
I've thrown
so
some bait out there, and
so
shit, and that called me a shark.
so
I don't want no shark no more.
so how many people threw bait out there for you?
They all. I mean, that's human nature. People throw bait, and I bite. And, you know, I mean, I'm a fish. Nigga, I was hungry on a lot of days.
Right.
I bit the bait, and you know, and sometimes I can thank you, Lord, for the ones that I wasn't meant for. Let me go. I'm just trying to get caught by the right one. Yeah.
Where you finna go? What you finna go power to sleep? He said he finna go. Oh, the power of Jesus. That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
And they say amen to that.
Amen.
That's what this
That.
whole conversation started. They was talking about Jesus and God.
Being visual fisherman.
They love him.
He said they love him.
Right.
And do.
And
They don't what?
If a man already gives you that he's a God-fearing man and believe in the Lord, that's all you need.
That's
You hear that?
right. A
no,
God.
can you repeat it? I don't think I heard all of it.
She said she didn't hear all of it.
I said, the man, if you find a man that's a God-fearing man, shit, that's all you need. As long
Amen.
as, man, you on your way. You can start. Y'all can start from the ground on up.
Show
Amen.
Don't
You
be
just
can.
silly.
said that earlier,
We
son.
Huh?
just
So
said that. That's
so
all you need. You gotta
that's
really
all
be
you
God
need.
fearing though. He gotta really be God fearing.
I need you
I
to
love God.
fear disappointing him more than you fear disappointing me. That's it.
You say what, babe?
I need you to fear disappointing him more than you fear disappointing me. I need you to
Absolutely.
fear
Okay,
not
that's
pleasing
good.
him
You hear
more
what she
than you
said?
fear not pleasing him.
What?
She said, I need you to fear disappointing him more than you fear disappointing me.
Absolutely.
Shit, we both do.
Right.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All of
That
us
we
are
can agree
fearing.
on that. All right, we touch and agree on that.
We agree on that because if you
And
don't feel what God's gonna do to you,
So this is my
the
home
repercussions
girl,
behind
Sunny.
that,
This St. Louis.
you do whatever to me.
This Sunny right here.
Hi.
Hi.
over here having Sunday school already?
Right.
Yes.
Sunday
Sunday
school
school.
with Sunny.
Is that Johnny?
That's what no, that's what you should start. That's what you should start saying. Sunday school with Sunny.
Is
And
that Johnny
Gwen.
Gill?
And Gwen.
That's Johnny Gill?
Sunday
Yeah.
school with Sunny and Gwen. So that's what y'all
Exactly.
little podcast should be now.
Okay. We'll take that into consideration.
Yeah.
We'll take that
Sunday
into
school with Sunny
consideration.
and Gwen. That's kind of cool though.
Sunday school.
Like that.
You both married?
Huh?
You married?
Must be all learn.
Nah.
What?
And talking about men.
All the resumes and you someone?
Hey, nobody good for the job yet?
Um,
If they's in LA, they be good for the job.
Man. What is I saying over there? Y'all
he
are
said,
nigga.
he said, He said all them resumes. He said, "Is they married? Are they married?" He said, "No." He said, "All them resumes. Ain't nobody got the job
Ain't
yet."
no resume. That's hilarious.
They got
No,
too many resumes going on.
You
I
got to
ain't.
be qualified for the
I
position,
don't
and it's you.
want. I don't
Oh
want. I
Lord.
ain't hiring, man.
Here we go now. Let's get back to talking about God. All this, you gotta be qualified for the
But
position and all that
but
stuff.
that's a part of the
Y'all gotta be
qualification.
qualified too. It just ain't on no man.
It's not.
That's true.
You're
That's
right.
true.
Y'all
Absolutely
all
correct.
gotta be qualified.
You are
That's true.
absolutely correct. We
That's
do.
right. Don't choose me if I ain't got the book in my hand. Don't listen
Yeah.
to me. Don't follow me. Don't look at me for what I got on the
If
outside.
she
Don't
ain't
let me fool
going
you.
to Christ about you, yeah, don't choose her.
Don't choose
That's
me on
right.
what you think I got. I don't want to do it. I'm not selling you on nothing.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make it look good for the moment, because all that's gonna wear off after we get through the butterfly phase. Here come the real phase. What's gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
it together? What's gonna keep us anchored if we're not anchored in God?
Right.
I don't want no click
That
my
shit's
link in
gonna
my bio.
sell. It's either gonna sell or sink.
Yeah.
Either one. Ain't no in between. I don't want to just stay afloat.
That's right.
You know what you're looking for. As a man, I trust that
All
you
right, so we finna
know.
go look for something right quick. No,
Okay. Well, y'all be
we
careful out
finna
there.
we looking at power.
Be careful. You got to know what bait catches what fish now.
That's right.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the
Praise
Lord. That's
the
right.
Lord.
Y'all be careful. Put your seatbelts on here.
Oh, most definitely that.
Stay safe
Okay.
out here. What's your friend name?
Carlos Rodriguez.
Hey, Carlos.
Man.
That's Johnny Gill.
Hey, Carlos. Thanks for chiming in. We appreciate you.
Yes. And stay tuned. We'll see you next time when y'all come back on.
All right, y'all. Be careful.
Oh, and then invite your friend who you ghosted. We want to hear her side.
Nah, hell no. She is like, then that mean I gotta call her.
Yes, good.
No, I'm not trying to call her, man.
It's okay.
Be cool.
We okay with calling our parents and exes and all that.
Well,
Get some feedback.
that's
It's
on
called
y'all.
vulnerable too. Vulnerable school, Sunday school.
I ain't doing.
You said that's on us.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Stop being stubborn,
Uh,
you
so
doggone
sometimes
Virgo.
when the left hand offends the right hand, you gotta cut it off.
That's right.
okay, you heard that, right?
Yeah, that's
What
true.
he say?
He said when your left hand
Oh, okay, you
offends your
heard it.
right hand,
Yeah,
you gotta cut it off.
gotta cut it off.
If
And that's
if
what
your
I
left
told
hand
y'all earlier.
causes
I
you to
cut it off.
stumble, it
Hey,
says that if your
it's
left hand causes you to
over.
stumble, you cut it off. It is, but it's not more of an asset than it is pain.
That's true.
Okay, y'all, be
That's
careful
true.
out there.
All right, babes.
You
All
look every
right.
bit of 42. So don't keep trying to go younger and younger now. You know your real age.
Oh,
Don't be trying to click no bait.
I don't go young.
Okay.
Well, blind can't lead the blind.
Show can't. Show can't. Gonna
He's
lead you.
hilarious.
They gonna lead you right to
Mhm.
hell.
Okay.
Take you right to hell.
Mm,
He called
mm.
me uh
That bird almost came up my nose like that.
He said the blind
Oh
oh
can't
man.
lead the blind.
Can't do.
That's hilarious.
well
I
ladies,
like
did
a
you
mature
see?
mind. A
Yeah.
mature mind. As long as you
Me,
know.
me too. I like a person that's emotionally intelligent
Yeah.
Immature.
and
Yeah.
mature. That's two different things now. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Your
that's two
your
different things.
intellectual intelligence and your emotional intelligence are two different things.
Yep. And as your emotional maturity is different. Somebody could be
Yes.
emotionally intelligent but not emotionally mature.
Wait, are you a philosopher?
I am not. I win. This is true. You can't
I
get.
thought Sonny would have knew what I was saying. Are you
Oh,
a philosopher? Yes, yes.
Of course.
KRS One. I think very deeply. All
Yes.
right, ladies, we finna get out of here right quick because we looking at power.
okay.
Okay. Enjoy.
Thank you for joining.
I think you just gotta hang
All
up.
right, babe.
Wait, let me whisper it. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, don't yell, because he doesn't like
Don't
that.
yeah. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah, so we'll do more tomorrow.
Yes, because it's way past my bedtime. But
Yes,
I
it
like,
is.
but it's chill, and we got people on here that's been logged in with us for a while.
Thank
Thank you
you
so much
guys.
to Laura and One Way. You guys were very, very
Informative.
interactive, and we appreciate that because you guys made some good points.
Yes.
So yeah,
Share my live. Share my live. All
share
right,
my
and we'll see
live.
y'all
Is that what they
tomorrow.
said? Share this live.
It's a St. Louis insider.
You said this was good. Good. They liked our first live.
Thanks, ladies. We walk by faith, not by sight. So we'll thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in future lives.
Yes, because we will be back. We haven't set a time and we have not set a date, but just put us on the notifications. Okay?
Right, turn your notifications on and tell a friend and tell a friend. Because we're here to learn at Sunday school.
Yes. Sunday school. Ooh. All right.
Okay,
Good
guys. Talk
night.
to you later.
Bye.
I know.